free live stamping class. Today is March the 10th, and it is 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern. And thank you for joining me. I was just in the chat having a little bit of fun with everyone. So, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. It was kind of fun talking about the weather and flowers and just some fun stuff. So, that was fun. So, thank you guys for chatting with me while we were over there for a few minutes. All right. So I am excited to be here. I do have some cute projects. I decided to do something that I haven't done before, but I see other people kind of do it. And I don't know if people actually do it live or whatever, but I am going to see how long it takes me to create a set of 4 cards with envelopes with stamped insides and put them in one of our acetate card boxes. So that's going to be one of the projects that we're going to do tonight. And so we'll see how long it takes me to do that. So I'm not really sure. I don't think it's going to take very long. The cards, they're not difficult. I mean, there's not a lot of detailed die cuts and, fussy gluing and all that kind of stuff. But we'll just see how long it takes me. And I'm hoping that that it's cute. We'll see. Who knows? So, anyways, I'm trying to think of anything. Ooh, I ordered a new phone, you guys. Finally, this phone that I use to film on is like I got it 3.5 years ago. Now I feel like in phone years, it's super old. And I also have been noticing that the quality of my video of these lives that I do, it's not the greatest quality. And so I decided to finally break down and get a new phone. I just woke up a couple mornings ago with a wild hair and said, I'm getting a new phone today. And so I jumped on the Verizon website. I was looking at some phones, and then, of course, their little chat box pops up because somebody wants to sell you something. And so I chatted with a gal about what I wanted and all that kind of good stuff. And it's supposed to be here today. But of course, it doesn't show up. And of course, you have to sign for it, but it hasn't shown up yet. So I don't think I'm going to be getting it today because I think the email I got from UPS that it would be delivered by 7 p.m. Don't they know I have YouTube live at 5 o'clock? I can't just stop my live and run upstairs to sign for a phone. So I'm not getting my phone today, which I'm kind of bummed about. But then, I mean, what does it matter? I have a phone. It still works. It's old, but it still works. So I did have a note on the door all day long because I work in my basement and I am a little bit hard of hearing. I have tubes in my ears to try to help some problems I had. Towards the end of last year, I got the tubes put in my ears and they did help. I can hear better with them in there, but I still don't hear that great. I have constant ringing in my ears. I've had ringing in my ears since I was probably 25 years old. So it's been 30 years of constant ringing in my ears. And most of the time, I don't even notice it. I don't even pay any attention to it. It doesn't bother me. It just is what it is. But sometimes I don't hear as well, I feel like, because of that. And so I don't always hear the doorbell when I'm down here or people knocking on the door. So I put a note out there and I said, hey, make sure you knock loudly or ring the doorbell a number of times. And if all else fails, call me on the phone. So they're probably going to call me on the phone. Guess what? I'm not going to answer because I'm not going up to get the phone. So I actually better take my phone off the hook here and, it's going to make noise and it's going to be annoying, but I'm not getting the phone unless my husband comes home. He gets off at 5, but he normally never comes home until like 5:36. So it's possible that he might get home before they show up and then he can sign for the phone, but I don't know, whatever. But I am kind of excited now that I finally broke down and decided to do it. I'm kind of excited. And I am a Galaxy girl. I'm a Galaxy S series girl. That's the only phone I've ever had since I started getting cell phones. And so it's the newest one. I didn't even know there was a newest one. It was, and it's actually the same size as the one that I use now, which makes me very happy because it fits in my hand perfectly. I'm used to it. You know how it is. Old dogs don't like new tricks. I'm an old dog and I don't like new tricks. So I especially don't like new technology. And I think that's part of the reason why I didn't want to get the new phone is because I just I hate new technology. I hate it with a passion. And even though it's basically the same kind of phone, I know it's not going to be the same. It's going to be different. There's going to be stuff that's going to irritate me, and it's going to be stressful. So, but I got the newest one. So we'll see. I mean, it's got to be better than this one I have, right? I mean, this thing's 3.5 years old, and it might not even have been the newest one when I got it. I don't remember. I don't remember. Anyway, so that's kind of exciting, kind of not, kind of who cares, right? Anyway, so I am I don't know. Oh, I did want to show you guys something. I had somebody message me last week. I must have my shirt must have shown a little bit. So I'm going to show you my shirt. I have these t-shirts. I wear these t-shirts. Well, let me untuck it first so you can actually see it. So I don't know, can you see this? It's a really cute, it's just a t-shirt. It's blue and it has this fun medallion on it. And I also have it in gray, and I also have it in pink, like a pinky red. I'm one of those people that when I find something I like, if they sell it in multiple colors, I'm going to buy it in multiple colors. Oh, I'm just watching myself now on my iPad sticking my chest out. That was probably TMI. You probably, and once you see that, you can't unsee it. And I apologize for that. But somebody asked me where I got it. I got it off Amazon. So there you go. And I have some links in the description of this video to some things that I use. And I also have a link to a section on my blog where I have all the links to the things that I use. And I do have some personal items in there, like this shirt is in there. I use a silicone mat for my flat iron, just stupid stuff that, somebody might be interested in. So if you are watching and you are interested in my shirt, then that's where I got it. So anyways, there you go. Okay, I'm going to flip this camera now because I don't think I have. My son hasn't done anything dumb. He hasn't brought any mud into the house. So that's good, I guess, All right, I need to, there it goes. This dumb phone of mine. That's another reason why I want to get a new one. I want to get a new phone so that the dumb thing, when I hit the button to switch, that it switches. It's just so annoying because it doesn't do it and it just bugs me to no end. All right, so there we go. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. And there we go. So as you guys probably know, we have the Savings Are in Bloom promotion going on, which is our cute little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the mini. I like to call this the baby boss because it's very cute. It's just a small, like a small handbag is the size of it. It's on sale for 20% off this March right now. And then we also have 13 die bundles that are also 20% off in the month of March. And one of my favorites is, Sherry said her husband called and she didn't hear me, but she loves my cute shirt. It is a really cute shirt. I actually was introduced to it. I watched this gal, this beauty gal. Her name is Angie, and her YouTube channel is called Hot and Flashy. She's an older gal, like maybe 60, and she does a lot of like makeup and skincare tutorials for those of us that are a little older and might need different products than those other beauty gurus who kind of cater to the the 20-year-old girls like my daughter, who have that perfectly flawless skin and no wrinkles and bags under their eyes. But this gal does the makeup for mature skin. And so she had that shirt on one time and people asked her about it. And so she said she got it off Amazon and she gave the link and the rest is history. And I now have 3 of them. So there you go. Okay. So those are on sale. We're going to be using, what am I using today? I'm going to be using the peach bundle, a little bit of the peach bundle, and the Fine Art Floral is another one that I'm going to be kind of using today. And of course, I have my All Squared Away class that I'll talk about in a minute. Savings in Bloom. Yeah, we talked about that. Ooh, our spring retreat. If you guys haven't joined us for our spring retreat yet, you need to. It's coming up in 2 weeks. It's the 25th and 26th of March, and it's going to be amazing. We have 16 make and take projects for you, and they are going to be using 4 different bundles. Well, not 4, well, I guess 4. We're going to be using the Boughs and Blossoms bundle, the Quiet Meadow bundle, the On the Horizon bundle, and then the Friendly Hello bundle that was from Celebration. along with the Celebrating You stamp set. So there's going to be 16 make and take projects included in your cost, the $159 if you want the swag box. We're going to have mystery stamping, 2 card challenges, prizes. Did I say prizes? Because we're having prizes. We're going to play a game. We are going to have 3 live presentations, one by me, one by Dina, one by Kelly. We are going to have videos for every single one of those make and take projects. You're going to get a PDF tutorial after the fact with all of the dimensions and the pictures and the links to the videos, and it's just going to be amazing. We have so much fun. We're doing a meet and greet in that Facebook group on that Wednesday, which I think is the 23rd of March. So be sure that you tune into that. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't signed up yet, I have a few spots left. I kind of did a guess of how many I would sell, and so I'm getting close to my limit of myself, my limit for myself. So I still have a few left. So if you're interested, I do believe there is a link in the description of this video so that you can order that if you want. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you check it out. All right, we do have the Waves of the Ocean bundle still available, and I did do a really cute card last week using it. So if you didn't see it, make sure that you check back to my video from last week, and then you'll be able to find it. All right, we have Mary joining us, and Jan and Karen and Dana and Sherry and Wendy. Thanks you guys for joining. I appreciate that. All right, so I do have an online class for that. Details in the description of this video. My cactus class, holy cow, I had no idea how many of these, how many people might be interested in this. You guys are like blowing my mind with how many of these classes that I have already had people sign up. It's just crazy to me. It's very cute. You're not going to be disappointed. It's an amazing class. I just finalized all the cards yesterday. So I'm going to start filming the videos, and then I'll get all the stuff cut, and I'm sending them out next week. So I still have some, you can still sign up for it if you want. Of course, the description link is in the description. I do have a tutorial library on my blog. If you're interested in PDF tutorials, I do have a ton on there. And you can find those on my blog at tinyurl.com/Barb's Tutorial Library. There you go. All right. Is anybody needing any questions answered here? I don't think so. Oh, Cynthia did say the retreats are spectacular. She's not wrong. They are. Thank you, Cynthia. And we also, the 3 of us, collaborate on something called Stamp Happy Academy. And I just did my live for the month of March on Tuesday. So fun. And so if you guys are interested in learning more about Stamp Happy Academy, there is a link in the description. My internet just decided to give me a little bit of business there. So that doesn't make me happy, but apparently it's back. So there you go. Whew, that kind of freaked me out. All of a sudden I got the spinning wheel of death on my phone, said reconnecting. I was like, oh no, please don't do this to me. I still have Hello Beautiful. I think I have 2 Hello Beautiful classes left if you are interested in that. I had to order more stuff to make more kite kits. I sold way more than I anticipated. And so I have gotten all of them out. And then I do have some supplies to make some more. So I still have some of the Kite Delight kits if you're interested. And then of course I always have adhesive kits. You can add these onto any class for $40, or you can buy it by itself for $45. They come in these cute bags. I have multiple colors of the bags. They're so cute. You get a tear and tape. You get dimensionals, you get glue dots, you get liquid glue, you get a seal, you get a clear little ruler, ink eraser, and an adhesive eraser, all in this cute little bag. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And then finally, I do sell cards. There you go. I have card kits that I sell. These are all cards that I've made. There are 20 in a package. They are $25 plus priority shipping. You can't really pick and choose what you want. The kits are just, they're already put together. You get what you get. They're all occasion cards. So there you go. If you're interested in some cards, need some ideas, some layouts, whatever. And then finally, here are the cards that are in my all squared away class. If you're interested in taking that, they are super cute. There you go. So I am still taking signups for that as well. And let's get stamping here. Okay. Let's do this first. This is kind of like, I guess, the most complicated card, but it really isn't complicated at all. Those of you that are in Stamp Happy Academy, I did show this card. It's not one that I made in my live, but I did show it, and I will be making it for you today. All right, I need a block. I just found this tiny little bird stamp. Hello. Floating around in my box all by itself. Oh, I see what we got going on here. Okay. It fell off that and got itself messed up a little bit. Okay, so we are going to be using a number of things. Now, it's a really easy card to make. You don't have to use all these products if you don't want to, but you won't be sorry if you do. So starting out, we're going to be using the Let's Set Sail bundle. It's the adorable little Let's Set Sail stamp set with the, I don't know, the sailboat builder punch, maybe? I never can remember what things are called. And when I do start to remember what they're called, then the catalog is over and then we have a new one. So I think it's called the sailboat builder punch. I don't really know. But anyways, we're using this. We're also using this, but really we're not, because the only thing I'm using is this tiny little bird because it was the perfect size for this card. I'm also going to be using the Gentle Waves big background stamp. I already have that mounted on my gigantic clear block. And then I did use the cloud border die out of the basic borders. So oh, there's my phone. It just showed up. I'll bet you any amount of money. Yeah, probably. Well, now I'm sad.
Call from Jordan.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, you should have got here before 5 o'clock. I wish I could. I don't know what to do. Okay, anyway. So here is the card we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how simple it is. So starting out, I'm going to be getting some papers here. So I have a quarter sheet of, I know, Wendy, I should, but it would take way too long. It'll take too long. I'm not going to do it. I got to run all the way upstairs and blah, blah, blah. And they can just come back tomorrow. It's not my fault they came so late. Anyway, so I've got a quarter sheet of Bermuda Bay. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of navy. You guys are so funny telling me to go get it. I know. I just, no, I'm not going to do it. A quarter sheet of navy. And this is what I am going to put my ink on. So I've got my Night of Navy ink pad here. Jordan should have showed up earlier. He'll come back because he has to have a signature on it. So he'll have to come back. All right. So I'm going to use Night of Navy. And I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to ink up my big background stamp. Did I say what this was? The Gentle Wave? Yes, the Gentle Waves stamp set. So it's the big, huge one. He's probably already gone now. It's fine. And I'm just going to ink this up. So I'm going to kind of hold it in my hand, and then I'm just going to tap the pad all over it. And I do like to kind of tap a few times because sometimes as you're tapping, you're getting like lines in it. And so because of that, you like to just tap all the way around it and kind of make sure you don't have any discernible lines, okay? Then I'm going to take my layer of navy and I am going to set it on there. And then I'm going to bring in a scratch paper. Here's one. And I'm going to hold it down while I rub it. You guys are so funny. Go get your phone. It's too late. I'm sure he's gone. That's how much I love you guys. That's how much I love you and want to be here with you. I forego my brand new phone to hang out with you guys. Okay. And then look how cool that is. Now, if you don't have this stamp, but you have the, I don't know what it's called. Hold on here. But you have the paper, the kind of baseball paper that's in this. It's called Hey Sports Fan. If you have the Hey Sports Fan paper, there is a pattern in there that looks very similar that would work really well. So this is the pattern, and it would work really well if you don't have this background stamp. This paper would work, but I do have the background stamp, so I'm going to use it. Okay, let me slide this across the floor out of the way so I don't end up getting my hands in it. because we all know how that works, and you get ink all over stuff, and then it's a problem. Okay, so I'm going to add my adhesive. Now I'm going to add it all the way around. Normally I would just like add it in the corners and stick it on, but I want it to be stuck really well, and I don't want it to come off, and I don't want it to be like have gaps. Where's my silicone mat? I actually left a message, or I left a note on the door, and I said, hey, if you get here after 5 o'clock, I might not be available. So he shouldn't have expected me to be available. It was after 5. Okay, so we're going to stick this on this layer here and try to center it as best you can. There we go. Press it into place. Okay. And I need my trimmer here. So I'm going to score this. I think I have ink on my hands. Hold on. Yes, I just licked it. It's non-toxic. It's fine. Okay, so 2 3/4 of an inch is halfway of 5 1/2. So we're just going to score this. And I'm actually going to score it a couple of times to get a nice, good line there. Put that behind me. And then I'm going to fold this. And so that you'll see why I put adhesive over the whole thing, because I didn't want it to like pull away or start to pucker or anything like that. I want it to be really nice and tight. Okay, there it is. So now we're done with that piece. Next piece we have is a piece of white. This is 3 by 5. That's what it is. I lost my head for a second there. And we are going to use the long water image from the Let's Set Sail stamp set. And I am going to bring in the navy here. And so I'm going to ink up my long stamp in navy. I just got it all over my hand again. Boy, this is messy. This is a little bit messy. Okay, so we're getting the navy on there. And then I'm going to bring in my chamois here, and I'm going to clean that off. I think that should be good. I did get a little bit on my block, but it should be good. Okay, next I'm going to bring in the Bermuda Bay, and we're going to do the same thing. Got some water. I need to spank this a little bit to get it dried up. And here we go. Get the Bermuda Bay on here. And I'm going to stamp this again, just slightly overlapping the color that was already there. There we go. And then we're going to clean this off. Get all the Bermuda Bay off of there. I feel like there's still some Bermuda Bay on the edge. Okay. Close that up. I should close these because we all know what's going to happen if I don't. There's going to be a mess. Meaning I'm going to get ink all over everything. It's still on my hands. Okay. Spank this. Get it cleaned up. You guys, I'm reading your comments about telling me to go get my phone. You're so funny. I'll survive. I've survived 3.5 years with this thing. What's another night? Okay. Besides that, I don't have time tonight to mess around with it. I'm going to want to, but I don't have time to. So it's probably just better that I don't have it. Okay. So I have 3 layers of color. I've got Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Night of Navy. So that's going to kind of make my water. Was the base of my card. Cheryl, it's Bermuda Bay, and then Night of Navy is on top of that. Okay, so then I have a scrap, or some scraps, and I'm going to stamp the little boat parts. So I've got the sails, and so I'm going to actually try to stamp them so that I can slide them into my punch and make it really easy to punch them out. So I'm going to stamp this one like this, and then this one I am going to stamp like this. There we go. And then I have the base of the little boat here, and I'm going to do that in basic gray. Where is it at? Right here. Okay. And that's going to go kind of in like this. So we're just going to stamp that right there. Okay. Now we can do some punching. Let's hope I stamped these in the proper order and everything so I can get them out nicely. Yep, that looks pretty good. And then this one will slide in from this end. Oops, there's a piece that got stuck in there. I need some scissors. I need to cut some of this off so that it will fit in there. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So I have my 2 sails, and now I'm going to get the whole base of the little sailboat here. This is a really cute little sailboat, honestly. There we go. Okay, so I need to get all these bits out of the way. Okay, so our little boat's going to go there, there. So the other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to add some sky. So I'm going to bring in my Pool Party ink and a blending brush. And then I've got a block here. So I'm going to get some ink. Oops, I just stuck my whole finger in there. Look at that. Jeez. I'm going to wipe this off on my chamois. And now I'm going to have a Pool Party colored fingernail. Okay. So I like to rub some of the ink off onto a block before I actually start putting it onto my card. And so now I'm just going to come in and add. So this is going to kind of make the white not so stark white. It'll just add a little bit of the sky color here. We'll get some more of that ink off the block. And there. That should do it. Just a little bit, just so it's not so stark white is all I was looking for. And then I do have a little sentiment here that I do want to stamp. But before I do that, I need to score this piece. So I said it was 3 by 5. We are going to score it. Oh my, I just got ink on it. Okay, well, we are going to change our mind. We are going to put the boat on that side. And then we are going to put the sentiment over here. But I need to go get a wipe, I think. Hold on. Okay. Because clearly I have ink all over myself. And it's getting on to my project. And that does not make me a happy person. Okay. Dry my hands off. Wipe them on my pants. Like my son, he doesn't do napkins. He does pants. He says, why would I need a napkin if I have my pants on? I'm like, oh, geez. So I'm scoring it at a 1/2 inch from each end. And there we go. All right, so now we're going to, oh, I need to score it in the middle. Hee hee. So score it from a 1/2 inch from each end, and then we're going to score it at 2.5. Because 2.5 is halfway through. There we go. Mary says, have you ever tried making a stamping template? Punch out the shapes first, then stamp onto the openings, then punch out the stamped images. Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. What she's actually saying, you guys, is this, I think. She's telling me to take the stamps and you kind of place them in the punch, kind of, before you somehow. I know what she's saying, but I can't in my brain explain it. So let me think about it for a second. Okay. So we're going to fold these back. And then we're going to fold this out. Okay, so this is what we have now with a lovely spot. Ugh. But we're going to cover that up. So I am going to use my liquid glue. And I'm just going to scribble a bit of glue on this. Come out glue. I don't want it to squirt out super fast, but I need some glue on there. Okay, so we're going to put the boat about like so. And then I'm going to add my sails with some mini dimensionals. And so when I get to the edges of the dimensionals, I do like to snip them apart. There we go. Okay, so Tony is saying she has done it before. And I've done it before, but I can't in my brain figure out how to describe what you do. But you somehow like lay your stamps out the same way they're oriented on the punch. And then you pick them up with your block. And then when you punch, or then you go and you stamp it, and when you stamp it, then when you go to punch it out, everything's in the same orientation as it is on the punch. And it is really helpful. But I don't find, that I haven't had a whole lot of issues doing it the way I do it. But if I was doing a lot, I probably would do what Mary suggested, definitely. Okay, so we've got our ship on here. You know what I think I did on my other card? I think I used Misty Moonlight, not Night of Navy, because this is looking extremely dark. And my other card is not this dark. So I think I used Misty Moonlight, but we'll see. Okay, and then my sentiment is also from the sailboat stamp set, and here is my sentiment. That's what I was trying to do when I got ink literally everywhere. All right, so this is going to go on about like so. Oh, for a second there, I thought I was going to fudge it all up, but I didn't. Yay! Okay. All right, so Mary says, use the punch to cut out all the openings. Oh, that's right. Okay, let me just show you, because now it's making sense to me, Mary. Oh, man. Okay, so this is what Mary's suggesting. So she's saying to take your punch and you punch out. So then you have this space here, right? So then what I like to do is I'd lay it on a silicone mat. Then you're going to take your stamps. Let me clean them. You'll take your stamps and then you'll lay them, you'll place them in the little openings, okay, where the holes are. So you'll stick them all in their openings. The only thing that I find about doing this is because when I punched out my sails, I'll bring it back in here, there's some white space around it. Okay, when you do this, you don't get to control the white space as well, I don't think, because it's hard to see exactly where the white space might be. So that's the only thing I think that, unless you don't care. If you don't care if it's perfect, then this will absolutely be a great thing for everyone. So then what you do is you pick up all of the images, and then you could ink them up, stamp them on the paper, and then you would slide the punch in and it will get all the images. So let's try that. I'm just going to use Pool Party here. And I guess you could use different blocks too, because you could have one block with the, the boat part, and then make sure I put this in the right way. Okay. You could have one with the boat parts, and then you could have one with the sails. Oh, boy, I did a crappy job of cleaning that stamp off. Look at how awful that is. Barb, come on. So then you're just going to kind of wiggle it around and try to get the best that you can. And there it is. There. So that's it. So you can see what I'm talking about here, where it might not be perfect, but you might not care. That might not bother you. And so if that's the case, then that's a great way of doing it. All right. So, since I have made a gigantic mess of this chamois, apparently, I'm going to move it out of the way and bring in my other chamois to do our cleaning for the rest of this time. Okay, I feel like this is going to be the card that takes 6 years because I keep talking. Okay, so we have this piece. Now, this piece is going here. No, Mary, that was perfect, because I'm sure there are other people that found that very helpful. And I had actually totally forgotten about that. So that was a really good tip. So just see, we learn from each other, you guys. This is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to push this flat, and then I'm going to bring this down so it kind of comes in, and then press those sides down, and I'm looking around. I'm trying to center it so that it's, not totally off kilter or out of whack. There's a tiny bit of glue there. There we go. Okay. And then I told you that I used the cloud die. So here is what I did. I have a piece of cardstock, and this is, I believe it's 6.5 inches. Yes, it is 6.5. Well, it's a little longer than 6.5. So I am going to cut it really quickly to be 6.5. Where's my trimmer? Because I want it to be the right size. Otherwise, when I stick it on, it won't be the right size, and then it'll be off, and then it won't work. So we want it to be 6.5. So there is our half mark over there, and it's just slightly off. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch on each end. Okay. 1/2 inch on that end. Where's my half inch on this end? Okay, and as you can see, my piece was really long when I ran it through my machine, so the die wasn't quite that long, but all I have to do is just snip that off. And then I get my fun clouds. So now I'm going to fold my little tabs back here, and we're going to add some glue. There we go, just a little bit. And we're going to lay this flat, and then we're going to stick this on. This is called a bendy card, which is really cool. And they do fold flat for mailing. Or they lay flat for mailing, I guess I should say. Okay. So press that into place and then check it out. There it is. And then it stands up and you have this cute little scene. You've got these, and I kind of thought the clouds could maybe mimic waves. You know what I mean? Even though they're clouds, I mean, I think they could work for waves. I think they're pretty cute. And there it is. And then if you had some embellishments, you could throw some embellishments on there. But you know, if it's for a guy, not really sure if we need some embellishments. So anyway, there it is. Super cute. And here's my other one. You can see that I did use Misty Moonlight for the sails and this bottom layer down here. And then I used the navy on this one. So I guess just, you know, two of the same, basically. All right. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Here's that little bird. I told you that I picked the bird out specifically because I wanted to stamp him on here. So this is from the Waves of the Ocean stamp set. And look how cute that is. There. Okay, sorry. All right. Let me put some of this stuff away. There's some more ink. Boy, this Night of Navy pad just kicked my butt tonight. I'm telling you. It's made a mess for me. All right. I'm putting all these away. And if you guys wouldn't mind, if you have a chance to hit that little thumbs up button, you know, like the video, that would be awesome. YouTube likes that, and then they will be more inclined to share my video with other crafters that might want to watch the fun that we're going to have here. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Put some of these things away because I don't stamp, or I don't work so well in chaos when I'm live. When I'm not live, there's chaos on this desk and it's fine. For some reason, when I'm live, I can't handle it. Okay. So now we are going to do what I talked about in the beginning, the card, or I'm going to try to make 4 cards quickly. So we're going to see how long it takes me. I'll tell you what I'm going to use first. I'm going to use the Art Gallery stamp set. So I'm going to use this stem and leaves here, along with these 2 flowers. We're going to use different sentiments. I'm not sure exactly which ones yet. We'll use a multiple sentiments from the set. We are going to use the Stripes and Splatters 3D folders, and I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to use the splatters. And so this is what they look like. This is the splatter, and then this is the stripes here, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to use the splatter. And they have, like I said, the Baby Boss. So I'm going to bring that in with its plates. So when you get your Baby Boss, it comes with all the plates you need. And the plates tell you what to do with them. So like number 4 plate says to use with 3D embossing folders. This is a 3D embossing folder. And it tells you that you need to put plate number 1 down, then your folder with your paper in it, cover it with plate number 4, and it does say to insert your folders hinge first. Okay, so that's very important. What that does is when you run it through hinge first, it's so tight in the machine that air can build up. And as you're running it through, the air can escape out the open end. If you run it through open end first and it's running through and the air is piling up, it can actually blow out the back of your folder. I've actually had that happen before and it will break it. Okay. So hinge first. That's a good rule of thumb. All right. So here are my stamps. Here are my ink pads. I'm going to be using some Garden Green. Good grief. I've just got ink all over everything here. Some cinnamon cider and some pale papaya. You guys are so awesome for liking and sharing. Thank you so much. Mary says, I think Night of Navy is one of those colors that gets all over this. Yeah, I don't know what the heck it is, but I have just been making a big mess with that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm done being messy. I have all my pieces already cut out. So, I mean, that would make sense because, I mean, we're not counting that. So I'm going to be using one of our acetate card boxes. These are clear acetate. They're perfect size. I think we can get 4 in here. That's what I'm going to make, is 4 cards. So, and yes, Cinnamon Cider is leaving along with Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, and Magenta Madness. Okay, so all 5 of these are leaving. Their lifespan is just about over. They will be available. They should be available through May 2nd, I believe. But of course, typically when Stampin' Up! Actually announces the retirement list, things start to sell out. Sometimes you get re-inkers that are gone, card stock that can be gone, that kind of stuff. So just be mindful of that, if you don't order it early, you might not get it. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm using the Cinnamon Cider. So I do have my 4 Cinnamon Cider card bases. Okay. I have 4 Very Vanilla envelopes. I have 4 Very Vanilla inside layers. These are 4 by 5 1/4. I have 2 2 by 5 1/2 pieces of mint macaron that I'm going to use my folder on. Okay. Then we're going to cut them. I have 1 scallop circle. That's going to be part of the decoration for the front, or for the front of the acetate box. And then I have 5 vanilla circles, and these measure, it's one of the dies in the circle set. So this is a 2 3/8 inch. Okay. Now, a lot of times, and I usually do this before I come on live or before I do a video, but a lot of times when you die cut something, you'll get some rough edges here. And so I just take one of these little sanding blocks. These are like for fingernail, nail techs use them, I think, when you go in to get your nails done. Obviously, I wouldn't know about that. But it's called a snow block. And I actually found it on Amazon, and I did link it below for you guys if you are interested. But I just kind of go around some of my die cuts if they end up having these little bits on the edges of them, because I'm a little bit anal and I like things to be smooth. So and I have all my little bits here, and I can get rid of those. So I would have already prepared all those, but I wanted to let you know about that in case you also struggle with that there is a solution. And then what else do I have? I have this strip, but now I don't know why I have it. Oh, this might be for the front of the card box too. We'll see. Okay, so, oh, and I also have this mint macaron velvet ribbon that we're going to use. So that's everything. So we are going to, I don't have a timer, but we can just sort of see. My clock says it's 5:42. So I'm going to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run both of these pieces of paper through the folder and my baby boss. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to stagger my plates. So I'm going to have my 1 plate, then I have my folder not quite to the end, and then I have my number 4 plate to the end, so that when I shove this in, the machine has something to grab onto. It can squeeze those 2 first plates together and go. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing with this other piece. And I'm going to just run it back through the other direction. Have the plates staggered once again. Whoops. And now if you guys have an issue with your machines not staying put, sometimes as I'm using my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it will move around on my table. And that really drives me nuts. So I have this fun little silicone baking mat that somebody gave me that I actually put my machine in, and that prevents it from sliding around. Okay, so and I did actually link this below too for you if you find it. It's kind of obnoxious looking, but it's kind of cool. All right, so now we're going to cut these in half. So I said they were 2 inches by 5 1/2, so now I'm going to cut them so that they are 1 by 5 1/2. Get out of the way, scoring blade. All right, 1 inch. There we go. So now we have 4 1-inch strips. I need to, of course, fold all my card bases. Well, you guys are so sweet, telling everyone to give me thumbs ups. That's awesome. Got my bone folder here. And we'll just keep doing this. Work it, Tony. Tony is working it for me. There we go. Okay. Yes, actually, Cheryl, that's really funny because when Kelly and Dina were here visiting me a couple times ago, they saw my silicone mat and we went to Walmart and they got some. So yeah, silicone mats under your Stampin' Up! Emboss machine is a fantastic idea. Okay, so now let's do some stamping. We've got our card bases done. Now we're going to bring in our circles. Okay, and I don't know if I can do, I think I can do all of them. We'll see. So I'm going to use some garden green ink. And I've got my little stem and leaf image here. And I am just going to, or wait, I don't want to do that first. I want to do my flower first, I think. Changed my mind. All right, so here's my flower. I'm going to stamp that up near the top of the circle. This is pale papaya ink. It's very light, but that's fine. I'm not trying to have it be obnoxious or anything. Not that it would be obnoxious anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so then I've got this other little small piece, and I'm going to ink it up on the corners. Now, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. We always use the middles of our pads when we're inking things up. So the edges of the pads tend to have a lot more ink on them than the middles. And so I stamped my small image on the outside, and so it looks, I think it looks pretty cool. All right, so now we will stamp our leaf image on all of these. They're going to be basically all the same. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing on the inside layers of the card. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my leaf image in the bottom corner. And we'll do that. I think my sister-in-law gave me that silicone mat. I wouldn't be surprised. She's always finding cute little things that she gives me. All right, I'm also going to do my envelopes. So while we have all the ink out here, we're just going to do envelopes as well. Whoops, I have two envelopes there. Try not to get ink all over everything since I'm having a problem with that today. Okay, so I think we're done with the garden green now. So now I'm going to bring the pale papaya back. And we are going to do that same flower, stamping it in the center of the pad so it's kind of light. Oops, I just got it on that envelope. Well, that's a bummer. And we'll get the inside layers. And then after we're done with the inside layers, then we're going to bring in that little one, that little stamp again. And we'll ink it up on the sides where it's a little darker. So while a person should re-ink their pads, and I should probably ink my pads, it's working out pretty well for me that I haven't re-inked my pad right now. And I think I see somebody's having some problem seeing something. Deb says she's not seeing comments, and I don't know why that is, Deb, because there's a whole bunch and I can see them all. So I don't know, is anybody else having a problem seeing the comments? Hopefully not. Okay, so we have our insides, our sentiment piece, or not our sentiment piece, our little main piece. So I am going to put this on here. This could be like swap card production, yes. And I'm going to add some glue to 4 of these. A little bit of liquid glue to all of them. And then we will add them to the front of the card. Okay, Joanne says she can see. So I'm not sure, Deb. It sounds like it might be an issue on your end. And I always hate telling people that because I know that doesn't help. That's not helpful. But honestly, I'm glad it's not me. So I'm going to use these grid lines. Actually, I'm going to flip it over because I want like US measurements here. to line this up, and I'm going to put it about right here, I think is where I want it to be. So I'm using like the 3rd 1/4 inch line up from the bottom. Okay. And since we already have glue on all these, we don't have to add the glue now. Oh my gosh, hold on. This is like the literally worst folded card I've ever done in my life. We're going to try that again. There, that's better. It keeps coming and going for me. So I don't know if that might be my problem. That might be on my end, the video coming and going. I haven't seen it like cycle like it did when I first started the live. It like started doing that reconnecting thing for me. I haven't noticed that since I started, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening. Oh, good idea. Debbie says if you're on full screen, the comments disappear. So check that. That is a great tip. Thank you. I could see the comments, but I noticed the likes when I showed all straightened out. So Sherry just offered a little bit of insight also. If you're having some trouble, check out her comment. Okay. So now we're done with this ink. And so now I'm going to add glue to these inside layers. Oh, I hear my husband's home. If he could have only come home a half an hour, 40 minutes ago, he could have gotten my phone, right? Oh, well. Okay. So I have glue on the backs of all of my inside layers. So I'm going to try to do this so that I'm in the frame and I'm making a mess. Okay, so let's add this to the inside there. There's one. Oh, I did it again. And number 2. Okay, here's number 3. And get number 4 here. The stamp set is called Fine Art Floral, Audrey. It's actually part of our sale that we're having in the month of March, where there's a lot of bundles that are discounted 20%, and the Fine Art Floral is one of them. Okay, so now, I don't even think, well, we could. We don't have to. I'm just going to use regular glue. We're on a time crunch here. We don't have time to be dinking around with, what do you call those? Dimensionals. We just don't have time for that. Okay, so we're going to stick this on here like that. And another one. And another one. This actually is going pretty quickly. Okay. Then we need to add our sentiments. I do have one mounted already. This one says, I'm thinking of you. Going and getting my phone. Oh, that was in the very, very beginning, Deb. So I don't know if, yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't show up. Okay, so let's try to make this straight. Yay, that is straight. And then I'm going to pull the stamp set out. I'm going to clean this off. Hopefully better than I cleaned off that other stamp, right? And I'm going to pull the stamp set out, and we're going to get another sentiment here. So we're going to get one that says happy birthday. I'm going to get one that says I miss you. And we're going to go congratulations also. Okay. So we can put that one back, and then we'll pick up the birthday. Bring another card in, and we'll do the happy birthday here. That's worked out pretty good. Got my chamois right here open, ready to go. Put the birthday back. We'll pick up the congratulations. And I just stuck my finger in the ink. Surprise, I stuck my finger in the ink. Get the congratulations on there. I noticed a lot of cards coming out these days on Pinterest without greeting of any kind on the front. Is this new trend? You know, Cynthia, I don't know. I guess it's possible that, you know, maybe there's not room on the front, or the creator just decided that they didn't want to, you know, they want to just do their stuff on the inside. I don't know. I just dropped something. I haven't really noticed it as a trend, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm not always on Pinterest, but yeah. Okay, so we have 4 cards done. We have 4 envelopes ready to go inside our case. And we have our little box here, so we can go ahead and kind of assemble this. So I like to, so it comes flat, so I like to fold it the other direction and get it nice and tight. I like to throw my little tabs to the inside on both ends so that they'll go in nicely. Then I like to push that to the inside and then bring it out and get the tab. Same thing with this. We're going to shove it to the inside and then bring it out and fold over the tab. So now we can go ahead and complete the construction of the box. Ugh, get in there. I need to like push it against my belly and then it's not in the frame for you guys. There, okay. So now we will stick the rest of the cards in, not the rest, all of the cards into the box. And then we will close this up. There we go. I'm going to add this. Actually, I am going to use dimensionals on this piece here. And I still have some of these little bits off this little sheet that came out of a paper pumpkin kit. Okay. And there we go. And we can, if we want, oh, there's that strip I had. Where's my chamois? Is this it? Yes. We could actually put another sentiment here that says you are lovely. So if you were giving this as a gift, it could say you are lovely. So I do need my ink back. And we'll stamp that on our little 1/2-inch strip of vanilla. Actually, I'm going to try to make that a little straighter on the other end. Since this is a long piece, it's fine. Oh, that was worse. All right, well, this is the better one, so we're keeping that. All right, so then I thought that we could wrap some of this ribbon around. So I'm going to cut that off. And how am I going to glue these ends together? You know, I am a big fan of tape. You guys probably know this. I love Scotch tape. I use it a lot. So I'm going to pull these ends together. And I'm just going to put Scotch tape on it. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the ribbon. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm kind of covering up the label that's on the inside of the box. Oops, I need to get this. Ugh, come on. Get off there. There we go. All right, so we'll peel off the paper backings. And then look at that. It's not going to be perfect. Oh, I guess I can make it straight, can't I? I can like move the ribbon over since I didn't like attach the ribbon to the box. I can do that. And then I can snip the ends of this. And then we can glue it to our front piece. And then it's done. How long did that take me, you guys? Somebody tell me. It was 5:42 when I started. So what time is it now? It says 5:59. So that's like 20 minutes that it took me. Of course, I mean, I had the design made and I had all the pieces cut, but you know, 20 minutes to make a gift. I don't think that's bad. There we have that. You know, we could add some kind of bling to this. What do we have here? I have a lot of bling. Let's use some of these gilded gems. Since we still have like a minute or two before our 20 minutes is up. maybe we could add a few little blings here. No, that's not working for me. Stop. I think if I brought them down here, it would be better. Come on, get off. There we go. There, I think that's better. Okay! I'm actually really excited about that. How cute is that? 4 cards, 4 envelopes. They have stamped insides and everything. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was kind of fun. And now I have one more card for you, and it uses the Cactus set because kind of like the KITE set last month, the Cactus set is just, oh my gosh, I just love it. I can't get enough of it. The more I use it, the more I'm loving it. So we're going to bring that in here, and then I'll put that up at top, push all this trash out of the way. Okay. So this is where we are going to kind of use the Sweet as a Peach bundle. Not completely, but kind of. And this card was inspired by a card that I got in a swap that actually used the Peach bundle. I don't know who made it, but this is my inspiration card. And now I will create another card using that inspiration. So here's all my pieces and parts. I'm using the Hostess Designer Series paper, the pattern Play, for my paper. So I've got the black and white stripe here. I have a vellum circle, and this measures, it's about 2 1/8 of an inch. I have a layer of pale papaya, 8.5 by 5.5. Another layer of pale papaya. This is 3 3/4 by 5, I think, or is it 3 7/8 or something stupid? It is something stupid. It's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Hello, Eileen. How are you? And then I have some scraps, and then I have a layer for the inside. So I've got this piece of black and white stripe, and I cropped this piece of Calypso Coral with this fun border die out of the Tropical Layers dies. Okay, now we have a number of die sets that have borders in them. We have this set. We have the Color and Contour that has the nice big scallops. We have the Penned Flowers that has the little tiny scallops. And then, of course, we have the basic borders die. So there's a lot of different die sets that we have that you could use to make a fun border piece. So I'm going to add this to the back of my Designer Series paper. And again, it's black and white. We have had so much black and white paper this year. It's like we went from having no black and white paper to a lot of black and white paper. And I'm not mad about it. Okay, so I'm going to just line up this Designer Series paper so that my stitched line shows still, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add this to my layer of pale papaya right on the edge there. So my card's going to be oriented a different direction. So the card that I was inspired by is oriented in the portrait mode, and I'm doing mine in landscape mode. So what are you guys talking about? Somebody's doing something fun. I don't see who it is, but somebody's doing something fun. All right, so let's snip this off. Okay. And since I'm snipping this here, I'll just throw a quick shout out to some of my favorite crafty products I have linked below. They do go to Amazon. I do make a tiny little bit of money if you do purchase them through my link. It's enough to buy some candy, and I promise to eat the candy while I am creating fantastic projects for you guys. Okay, so there's the deal for you. All right, so now we need our cactus stamps. So find all of them. So I have the pot, and I'm going to ink it up in Calypso Coral. And this is another one of those fun things I love to do. So, of course, the middle of my pad is lighter, so I'm inking it up in the light there. Uh-oh, you know what? I see a fuzz on here. Hold on, I need a piece of paper. I need a piece of paper. Where is it? Here is a trick for you guys. I'm stamping that off, and I'm going to clean it again. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of wipe it off so it's dry. I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to put my tape onto my stamp to hopefully clear off any fuzz. Now, it is quite possible that there's fuzz on my pad, and so we might still have some fuzz, but hopefully not as much. Then I'm going to take my sponge dauber and I'm going to dip it into the dark part of the pad, and I'm going to add a little bit of dark color to the edge of my pot here. Okay, and then look what we get. And I probably should do this on a foam mat, but it should be fine. Look, so we have some really nice shading there. I love doing that. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. I love doing that with bold stamps. So we're going to do it again on the cactus. So I'm going to bring my piece of tape back in here, and I'm going to get any of the fuzz off of that, and I'm going to ink it up in Pear Pizzazz this time. And then I'm going to bring in Old Olive and add some shading. So ink it up in the pear. And then I'm going to dip my thing into the Old Olive, and I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of Old Olive here around some of the edges here. I'm going to huff on that, and then I'm going to stamp it on my piece of paper here. And same thing. So we have some nice shading. Oh my, look at that. I have a little thing that must have come off my pad, but we're going to cut this out, and I think I'm going to be able to hide that. So I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, so now I'm going to do some fussy cutting, and I really like these cactus pieces because they're actually pretty easy to cut out. So I'm not mad that there isn't a punch for every piece of cactus in this set. I don't mind fussy cutting easy stuff. You know, cutting around alphabet letters or something like that would not make me very happy, but this doesn't bother me. Yes, I probably will have to, Tony. We are going to use some little flowers, so we can probably very easily cover that up. Ugh. Sometimes I can't cut and talk at the same time. Look how cool that looks. I just love that technique. I do it all the time. I can't get enough of it. So it's my answer to like watercoloring, because I'm not a very good watercolor person, but I can add shading with a sponge dauber like nobody's business. So actually in my cactus class, you do get some sponge daubers, because guess what? We do some daubering. Okay. So we have our 2 pieces, or 3 pieces, I guess, of cactus. Need some space here. And we have our little vellum piece. So I'm going to go ahead and add my cactus pieces with some dimensionals. So we've got the pot here. And these are just, like I said, the end of some paper pumpkin dimensionals that I have. There we go. So I'm going to put the pot kind of down here at the bottom. And then I'm probably going to cut some of this off because it's too long. And I'm going to add my cactus with a couple of dimensionals also. Let's see, Mary says she's trying to organize her stamps. Is it best to put the dies with the stamps or with the other dies? You know, Mary, it's an age-old question, and you'll find that people will argue either way. Personally, for me, I don't like my dies in my stamp set. I like my dies to be out where I can look at them all the time, because for me, when I was trying to find this border die, what border die I wanted to use, if they were all stuck in stamp sets, it would have been very difficult for me to open up every single stamp set that I own looking for a border die. So for me, I don't put them together, but I know like Dina does, and it works really well for her. It doesn't work for me. I don't have the mental capacity to remember all of that stuff. What dies are in what sets. So, okay, there we go. So now we can add this to our card, because we can put glue behind everything and nobody will know that we had glue there. And I just put my dies in a box in alpha, or they're not even in any order. I just throw them in there, and then I just look through, and when I find one I like, then I pull it out. Or if I find one I know I need, then I pull it out. So I don't really have an organization system. Now my stamps are all in alphabetical order. So there you go. Okay, so the peach dies, there is a tiny little trio of flowers, and I did cut those out of some coral and some pale papaya. No. This is petal pink. I think I might have said pale papaya. It's not. So I'm going to add a couple of these little tiny flowers to my cactus. I need a little bit of glue here. Now these flowers, I already put champagne rhinestones in them because I was kind of making the card this afternoon. I was designing it and deciding what I wanted to do. And so I already have these little champagne rhinestones in here. And aren't these just the stinking cutest little flowers? If you guys don't have this peach set, you should get it. And the reason you should get it is because it's a very inexpensive set in our catalog. I think it's like $35, and now it's on sale, so it's a really good price. Okay, so I have this teeny tiny little bow that I tied. I used our cotton ribbon. It comes as a 2-pack with the petal pink and the misty moonlight. So I tied a teeny tiny little bow, and I'm going to get a glue dot out here. And I like to roll my glue dots up like a little tube or a little log. And then I'm going to stick it right up here at the top of my pot. And I'm going to add my little bow. So cute. And then I need a strip of white. Here's my strip. Okay. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Now this is out of the peach set. I love the fonts on the sentiments in this peach set. They're really cute. Let's see if we can get this on here straight. Yes, I think it is. And then I need to flag the end here. Just a teensy little bit. There we go. See what I mean about this cactus set, you guys? It's just so cute. Okay, so I'm going to tuck it underneath the pot there. So I'm going to put glue on one end, and then I'm going to put dimensional on the other end, because I don't need to pop up the whole thing. I only need to pop up the end that's going to be not under the pot, because the pot should help it be popped up already. So I'm adding a little bit of regular glue to the edge. And then I'm just gonna do this. Okay. So cute. You know, I'm half wondering if I need another flower on here. Like, maybe like right there. Let's stick it on there and see what we think. Yeah, that kind of looks weird. I wonder if we should put 2 on one. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll put 2 flowers on the same cactus here. It's too much. And then we'll just add another rhinestone. There. Okay. So while that's drying, I am going to stamp on the inside layer. So I'm going to bring my coral back. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink it up in the middle of my pad where there's not a whole lot of ink, and then I'm going to add my dauber in the dark area. I'm going to huck on it, and then I'm going to stamp it right down here at the bottom. That wasn't the best image. And then I need another one of the stamps. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, if you guys could see the mess that I have over the side here, you would laugh your heads off. Okay, and then I've got this little 3-leaf piece that I think is really cute. And I'm going to ink that up in pear. Here we are in the pear. And I'm just, oh, you know what? I need to mask this off. I want the leaves to look like they're coming out of the pot, not on top of the pot. So I'm going to put a piece of paper, and you can see I have just a tiny bit of the pot showing, and then I'm going to add the leaves, and look at that. It looks like they're coming out of the pot, not that they're stuck on the pot. So remember that scrap paper is amazing. So let's go ahead and get this on the inside of our card. Okay, and then we can put the outside piece on. We can add our champagne rhinestone to our other little flower. That is so cute. I need some more dimensionals. I am really running out. Look at this. I love doing this. I love using up dimensionals. It's a very satisfying thing. I'm glad you guys are all giving Mary all these ideas about what to do with her stamps and dies. That's a good deal. I wish I could be more help, but I don't do it like that. But that's fine. Everybody has the way that works for them. Okay, here we go with that. And where are my champagne rhinestones? Oh, here they are. Okay. We just need a small one for our little flower. Oh, it didn't want to come off of my take your pick tool. Look! Oh, that's so cute. Okay. There we have it, you guys. We have all of our projects done. Let me push everything out of the way because we got to bring them back in so you can look at them. Remember to sign up for the retreat. The retreat is coming at the end of this month. It's amazing. You won't be disappointed. All right, so we have our cute cactus card. So cute. Don't forget to have a class, cactus class. This is not one of the cards in the class, but it'll be like a bonus. Now you have a bonus project here. We have our bendy card that stands up, but yet is flat for mailing, which is awesome. And then we have our 20-minute card set that we created using the Fine Art Floral stamp set. We have 4 cards, 4 envelopes. The cards are all decorated nice. They have insides decorated. The envelopes are decorated. It's all decorated. It took me about 20 minutes. So yay, that was awesome. All right, links to everything that I've talked about are in the description of this video. Link to my crafty favorites on Amazon are down there also. And I will see you guys back here next week. And yes, Carol, cactuses can be so stinking cute, can't they? I really love this card. It just makes me so happy. All the cactus cards I've made make me happy. Okay, anyways, see you guys next week, Thursday night, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, for another free live stamping class. If you didn't catch it all live, you can go back and watch it from the beginning, and you can hear about my new phone that I didn't get because the UPS guy didn't get here in time. He'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll share my new phone with you guys next week. Okay, see you guys all next week. Bye-bye.